Okay, so bear with me on my voice. Yesterday was Wednesday, so that's when I take my massive dose of steroids, and it really screws up my voice. But I wanted to get you all caught up on some really important news, and that is, well, let me just start from the beginning here. The way that I ended up in this cancer predicament is I got this really rare bleeding disorder about 4 years ago, and it's called acquired von Willebrand's disease, and it's just it's a factor in my blood called factor VIII that is in very short supply, and so that kind of makes me a bleeder. It's sort of like hemophilia, but a different protein. I don't get bruises and that sort of thing. It's not on the scale of hemophilia. So when I got that, the doctors were very perplexed, and I went through several different hematologists, and because basically people don't get this, you don't acquire it. There are a lot of people who were born with it, but you just don't acquire it. So that was like literally a 1 in 10 million chance of contracting such a weird bleeding disorder. And then, once I found out that that was a precursor to multiple myeloma, they watched me every 3 months, and they looked at my blood counts, and they said, okay, well, if it develops into cancer, we're going to find it because we're looking for it. So every 3 months I went to this thing. And, even though they knew what they were looking for, the cancer, outsmarted everyone and was giving false readings in my blood profile. And so when they finally told me I had it, again, this is like a 1 in, I don't know, 1 in a million, 1 in 5 million cancers to get at age 33 is even smaller. And one time I was hospitalized for a bleeding problem, and they gave me this medicine called human immunoglobulins, IVIG, and they gave it to me in the hospital. And I ended up with meningitis as a side effect, which again is a 1 in a million chance of getting that kind of a side effect. So when you have a medical history like me, bad shit just keeps happening. So when the doctors, my new oncologist, told me that there was a 90% chance that the meds would work that I'm on, to me, 10% of possible failure, given the shit that I've gotten in my life so far with the 1 in a million, 1 in 5 million, 1 in 10 million, 10%, 1 in 10 is like throwing a pebble in the ocean. So, I won't say that I was skeptical, but I firmly believe in seeing proof now, because, when you have weird things like I do, things tend to happen. So, anyway, a few days ago, the doctors called me. It was my first follow-up from since I started the cancer meds. And they said that the meds were working. And that was a very big moment for me. The cancer in my blood is down from 35% a month ago to 25% now. So that's a very, very good thing. It's very good news. And the way that they measured it, just so that we don't get crazy and think that maybe they didn't misdiagnose it, they're pretty thorough now. They know what's going on, how my cancer is like morphed and all that crap. Or at least, not morphed, but sort of given false readings. So they measure this thing called the M spike. The M protein is what gives you the cancer. I don't know if that's the myeloma protein, what the M stands for, but the M protein is what they measure. The M spike is what they measure in my blood, and the M spike was down. So that means I'm responding very well to the treatment. And that was when I had my first little mini meltdown, because since this whole thing started, I've been really on an even keel, and I've just really tried to look at everything with pragmatism and positivity, but I wasn't holding my breath. So I actually had my first mini meltdown, because it was just very emotional to me that it's actually working, that there is actual progress and a lot to look forward to. Because it's hard in the beginning when you don't know if the meds are going to work, how long you get to live. I mean, it's just, in many ways it's irrational, because they'll find another kind of treatment, but in other ways, given the odds that I've had so far to get these bizarre, diseases, it's those things kind of make your mind wander. So anyway, it was just a big day for me. I started the second cycle of the Revlimid, which is the main cancer medication. I started that. Oops. Jesus. I've got the camera balancing literally on a mop bucket on the railing with 3 phone books underneath it. And it's a little windy out here, and it just looked like it was going to go 3 stories down to the ground. So sorry about that. Anyway, what was I saying? I can't remember. But anyway, so I started the second round of chemo. There are different varying definitions of what chemo is, but from what I understand, any medication that fights cancer is chemo. Anyway, so I started that on Sunday, the second round. Today is Thursday, and it made me feel horrible. I've been feeling like total balls for 3 days, with the sweats and not really any fever, but just just sweating through my clothes. Just really weak and nauseous every day. So anyway, I didn't want to do a video all miserable. Today I feel a lot better. Tomorrow at noon I go in for back surgery. So hopefully on Saturday I'll be celebrating my 34th birthday with a new back, which will make me very, very, very happy. Hopefully this is the first of many happy videos and updates for you guys. The one thing I want to say though is to keep things into perspective. At the current rate, it looks like I could get into remission in 4 months from now. But just so you guys all understand, getting to remission is just the first step. Once I get to remission, they have to harvest my stem cells and then freeze them cryogenically, like Austin Powers. They'll freeze them, and they'll freeze enough stem cells for 3 transplants, for an autologous stem cell transplant. And so once I get to remission, they're going to harvest those stem cells, and then they're going to give me a stem cell transplant, which is going to require me to be in the hospital for a month to 6 weeks. During that time, I'm going to get heavy dose chemotherapy. I am going to lose my locks, so I guess I better enjoy my hair while I have it. And I'm going to be pretty bumming. But the good news is that once I get that transplant, hopefully I can be off all meds and all treatment for as long as the remission lasts. So this is all really good news. I'm ahead of schedule, it looks like. I'm responding well. Hopefully I can get to remission, end of the year, right at the new year. And I guess after the new year I'd have to be, doing the hospital thing. So I'd love to see you all come visit me. No excuses. And I'll probably need some new hats. Keep my head warm. It's going to be so weird to see me bald. Anyway, so I'm going to cut this off now, but I will be videotaping as much of the surgery tomorrow as possible and talk to you guys afterwards. I'm going to get some have someone interview me in the recovery room after I wake up, so it's going to be kind of cool. So I'm really excited about that, and I hope you're all well, and keep the positive vibes and good energy coming.